Starting from January 20, rumors about Zhang Youxia, vice chairman of the Central Military Commission, have been flying all over domestic and overseas public opinion circles. The latest rumors are stated with absolute certainty. Zhang Youxia has already been controlled by Cai Qi's people and has even signed so-called confession materials. Many people hear this and feel half their heart go cold, thinking the old marshal has really fallen this time and Xi Jinping has won a complete victory again. But when we do news analysis, we can't just listen to the noise, we have to look at the logic. In this rumor, there's a huge, even fatal physical loophole that everyone has overlooked. If you want someone to sign, first you have to be able to see the person, right? What if I tell you that Zhang Youxia is not in Zhongmanhai right now, not in the August 1st building, and not even at his home in Beijing? He's in a place where Cai Qi's secret agents can't even enter the door and don't even dare to get close. According to the latest core intelligence provided by Lieutenant Colonel Yao Cheng, Zhang Youxia is currently at the camp of a certain special warfare brigade on the outskirts of Beijing, right in the core defense zone. Let's sort out this logic. Since the person is already in a field army military camp, surrounded by fully armed special forces soldiers, his ironclad subordinates who have followed him for decades, do Cai Qi's few political review team members wearing red armbands dare to go in? Can they even get in? Since they can't even see his face, who signed that so-called document? Did a ghost sign it? So in today's program, Zhang Feng wants to join everyone in putting these seemingly terrifying rumors on the operating table of logic, peeling them layer by layer. You will find that this so-called Zhang Youxia has fallen is nothing more than a mental victory tactic cooked up by Zhongnanhai in rage because they can't catch the person. This is an ultimate showdown between privilege and regulations, rumors and tank tracks. Let's first dismantle the most widely circulated rumor. Zhang Youxia's confidential secretary and administrative secretary were all taken down, leaving him deaf and blind. This might fool lay people, but in the CCP system, confidential secretary and administrative secretary are two different concepts. An administrative secretary might stay at home in Beijing to handle documents and arrange daily life. But a confidential secretary holds the red encrypted phone codes and combat orders. He's the person who never leaves the leader's side. Since Zhang Youxia has made such a major strategic move as entering and stationing at the Special Warfare Brigade, would he foolishly leave his confidential secretary at home waiting for Cai Qi to arrest him? The confidential secretary is definitely right by Zhang Youxia's side. So who did Cai Qi catch at best? A few peripheral staff left to watch the house in Beijing, or some insignificant administrative assistants? Then they use these people to wildly promote overseas. Everyone around Zhang Youxia is finished. This is called slapping your own face to look fat.
Let's go deeper. Why did Zhang Youxia choose the Special Warfare Brigade of the 82nd Group Army? The 82nd Group Army is the Imperial Guard defending the capital, and it is the most direct lineage of Zhang Youxia's own forces. Many of the current army and brigade commanders were personally promoted by Zhang Youxia when he was commander of the Shenyang military region. This kind of comradeship forged in the mud, this kind of brotherhood forged over drinks, how could Cai Qi break it with just a couple of red-headed documents? Imagine if Cai Qi really sent people with an introduction letter from the General Office of the CPC Central Committee, driving to the camp gate of the Special Warfare Brigade, saying, "I need to go in and have Vice Chairman Zhang sign." Would the sentry at the gate salute him? The sentry would only pull the bolt and ask if he understands what a military restricted zone is. So that signing rumor is physically impossible from the start. The reason they spread this rumor is precisely because in reality, they can't touch Zhang Youxia's core at all. Since they can't catch the person and can't get a signature, why did Zhang Xiaojun release that extremely accurate list of civilian official transfers through overseas channels these past 2 days? Look at the list officially announced on January 21st. Zhang Xiaojun, director of the Administrative Procuratory of the Supreme People's Procuratorate, went to Yunnan. Song Zhen, deputy secretary of the Hainan Discipline Inspection Commission, went to the People's Congress. These names, positions, and details match exactly the overseas leaks from 1 day earlier. Many friends told me, "Zhang Feng, look how accurate this leak is. Since even the department heads are spot on, the news about Zhang Youxia must be true too." Friends, this is exactly the most absurd and most revealing part. We said on Tuesday that Zhang Xiaojun has already been targeted by the military court, hasn't even sat firmly as political commissar of the National Defense University before disappearing. There are even rumors of a death sentence. So why do some still say it's Zhang Xiaojun's online people leaking? This shows Jiangnan Hai has no one left to use. They have to let the remaining underlings of Zhang Xiaojun, who haven't been completely caught yet, release these civilian transfer messages. We must ask a core question. Why show the list at this time? Only when their internal command chain in the military system has completely broken, when they discover their orders can't even leave Jiangnan Hai, do they need this export to domestic re-import method to bolster their courage. What is the real situation? We can imagine the scene in the Jiangnan Hai duty room right now. Tai Chi's makeshift political review team picks up the red secure phone, trying to contact the Central Theater Command, trying to contact Zhang Youxia of the 82nd Group Army. The result? Endless busy tone on the other end, or, when connected, only a cold sentence from the duty staff officer. The leader is on combat-ready duty and it's inconvenient to take the call. Then hang up. Can you imagine that fear? Now Jiangnan Hai issues a military order and no one listens. Military command is completely paralyzed. In this desperation, they panic. They must prove they are still alive and still in charge. So they rummage through boxes and cabinets and find that the only thing they can still control is these civilian official hats. Quickly send the list, Yunnan Procurator, Hainan People's Congress Deputy Director, through Zhang Xiaojun's line that isn't completely dead yet to overseas. When the outside world sees these department heads' transfers come true, it creates an illusion. Oh, this leak channel is still credible. Then they mix in the biggest fake news, Zhang Youxia has signed, with these real lists, hoping to make the generals in the army stand with old Xi. Zhang Feng wants to tell everyone, don't be fooled by these flashy lists. The more accurate the list, the more it proves that Tsai Chi and old Xi's power has shrunk to only being able to manage procurators and Justice Department heads. On the real power scale, 10,000 procurator appointment letters can't match one guard platoon of the 82nd Army's Special Warfare Brigade. We've talked about where and how they deceive. Now let's talk about the legal core of this standoff. Why does Zhang Youxia dare to be so tough? Why does he dare to hide in the barracks and challenge Xi Jinping? Lieutenant Colonel Yao Cheng revealed a shocking reason. Zhang Youxia's mutual retirement proposal this time is not a simple forced palace coup. It's backed by regulations. Zhang Youxia's attitude is very clear. I am 76 years old this year. According to the PLA Active Duty Officer Service Regulations, I am indeed over age. For the sake of Army discipline, I am willing to retire. I will take the lead in retiring. Sounds nice, right? But the second half is the killer. But Comrade Xi Jinping, as chairman of the Central Military Commission, although you are civilian, you are also part of the military establishment. You must also follow the Army's rules. The regulations do not say that the CMC chairman can serve until death with unlimited re-elections. This move is too ruthless, using military law to pressure party power. Xi Jinping has been shouting governing the army according to law and strictly governing the army these years. Now Zhang Youxia uses that very law against you. We are the army. The army must follow rules. If you don't retire, you are the one leading the destruction of military regulations. How can a chairman who leads the destruction of military regulations demand that we generals follow rules? This instantly resonates hugely in the military. Think about it. In the past 2 years, Xi Jinping's promotions to general have treated regulations like child's play. Wang Haobin becomes commander in the morning and gets his general star in the afternoon. This rocket-style promotion has long made career soldiers who climbed step by step gnash their teeth. Now Zhang Youxia stands up and says, "We must return to the regulations." This sentence immediately seizes the moral high ground of the entire army. Xi Jinping is now like a mute eating coptis. He can't refute it openly, because refuting it would be slapping his own face. Do you want to openly say, "I am the state, I don't need to obey the law"? So he can only play dirty, rely on Kai Chi's illegal political review team, rely on overseas rumors that Zhang Youxia has signed, trying to muddy the waters. These past 2 days, overseas rumors have portrayed Liu Zhenli like a stray dog, one moment under residential surveillance, the next robbing the execution ground and getting himself caught too. This is treating brutal political struggle like child's play. Jiang Fang wants to remind everyone of one thing. What is the role of the Chief of the Joint Staff Department? It is the nerve center of the entire army, the person who truly holds the military seal. If Xi Jinping really wanted to take down this brain, what is the biggest risk? Camp explosion, mutiny. Behind Liu Zhenli stands the Central Theater Command, responsible for defending Beijing, and the 82nd Group Army watching like a tiger. Use your brain and think. If you want to arrest a general who holds heavy troops and can mobilize tanks at any time, how would you do it? Dare you send a few agents to grab him? What if he resists? What if his subordinates, in a fit of rage, charge into Zhongnanhai to purify the side of the emperor? So according to the CCP's highest-level plan for purging the military, to move someone at the level of Chief of the Joint Staff Department, you must first transfer troops from outside Beijing, impose full city martial law, cut all military communications, drive tanks onto Zhang'an Avenue, use absolute military force to suppress all possible resistance. Only then dare you make the arrest. But now, Beijing streets are bustling with traffic, everything peaceful. What does this mean? It means Xi Jinping has made absolutely no preparations to deal with a mutiny. Since no preparations were made, he absolutely dare not touch Liu Zhenli. The current situation is Liu Zhenli is sitting in the underground command center of the Central Theater Command, holding the red phones connecting to every group army. This place, like the Special Warfare Brigade where Zhang Youxia is a restricted zone within a restricted zone. Everyone must understand, this is the most brilliant and most revealing part of this cognitive war. Why rush to spread rumors that Zhang and Liu have been arrested? Because they simply cannot mobilize even one guard company from the Central Theater Command. Liu Zhenli controls the entire theater's communication hub and dispatch authority in the command center. All military deployments in Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei have to go through the Central Theater Command. Xi Jinping's agent system, Central Guard Bureau, Public Security Special Police, facing the defense system of a regular field army, is just a bunch of security guards with pistols facing a fully armed heavy group army. They can't even enter the door, how to deliver a talk notice, how to conduct a face-to-face inquiry. Old C originally wanted to detain them under the guise of a meeting, but the old Marshal's intelligence network was faster than C imagined. They didn't walk into the trap. "I'm just staying in the barracks. If you have the ability, come and arrest me." So on January 20th at the provincial level seminar, those 2 empty seats were not because they were arrested and couldn't come. They had long seen through this Hongmen banquet and didn't give you the chance to act. At this extremely sensitive moment, has everyone noticed? In the footage from January 20 seminar, Hu Chunhua sat steady as a mountain. If Chai Chi and Zhang Xiaojun were really killing in all directions, as rumored, if they really controlled the overall situation, would they let go of this biggest potential threat? Hu Chunhua's safety precisely proves the weakness of Xi Jinping's power. He absolutely does not control the military. Otherwise, Hu Chunhua would have disappeared long ago. Beijing is now in an extremely dangerous state of dual power. One side guards his civilian system and propaganda machine, making a lot of noise overseas, trying to create the illusion that the overall situation is settled. The other side, Zhang Youxia and Liu Zhenli, guards the steel fulcrum of the Central Theater Command, using the mutual retirement open strategy to force him into a corner. The end of all this is the upcoming 2 sessions. Why did Baozi, Xi, urgently make his move on January 20th? Because he knows the 2 sessions are his final life and death pass. If before the 2 sessions he cannot use this cognitive war to scare the old marshals back, cannot create splits within the military, then at the meeting, the plan for returning to regulations and collective retirement will become the consensus of the entire party and entire army. At that time, he will not only have to hand over military power, waiting for him will be an outcome even worse than Hua Guofeng's. We are witnessing history. What is remarkable is not who caught whom, but this once arrogant and domineering dictatorship system has, due to the commander's reckless actions, fallen to the point where it can only survive by spreading rumors. If you can't find the person, you can't get a signature. This most simple physical logic shatters all carefully woven political lies. Okay, that's it for today's program.